Hello everyone, this is Angela here. Today I would like to express an issue that many children of narcissists encounter when we have to explain ourselves to people who simply do not understand what the reality is of dealing with a narcissistic mother or parent. The reason why I'm addressing this issue today is because I have received some comments from people who have been defending my narcissistic mother and who basically feel that I'm being very disrespectful and sarcastic to her in my video series, Reunion with Narcissistic Mother. So I'm here today to share my thoughts and to shout out to other child survivors in this community to explain the reality of what life was like for me as a child living with this individual who gave me life. During the tender years of my life, when I was about 3 to 5 years old, my mother would have fits of rage for whatever reason. Unfortunately, I, being the scapegoat child, had to endure the brunt of my mother's rage. My mother would pull my hair so hard, ripping it out of my head. She would grab me from the back of my head and just pull it. As a result, it created a bald spot in the back of my head to where the hair does not grow back in that one particular spot because she was always, grabbing for that spot. And I'm going to try to show it to you. So I'm going to step up here and see if I could show you what this looks like, even though this is like really uncomfortable for me to do. But for the purpose of exposing the truth, I will show it to you. Now you see, like if you could see this part of the head, you could see this spot right there. And luckily I have a lot of hair. Okay, I have a lot of hair to where, I can pretty much cover it. But certain times, you can see it, like if it's a windy day or something. I do have really thick hair, so I'm very grateful and blessed for that. Okay. I recall another incident to when I was 11 years old. I wanted to give my grandmother a ceramic swan that I had found in the trash. My mother raged like a lunatic because she wanted the swan, and she would not accept the fact that I wanted to give it to my grandmother, her mother-in-law. I ran up the stairs to try to escape my mother's rage, and in a fit of anger, my mother ran after me. She sunk her teeth down into my buttock cheek and bit me extremely hard to where I had a very bad wound that was not attended to by a doctor. During the course of my mother's rages, my mother said some extremely hurtful words to me during my childhood. I've heard her say, "I hate you. I wish that you were never born. I should have had an abortion instead of having you." When I tried to defend myself and say to her, "Well then why didn't you have an abortion? I didn't ask to be born," her response was, "Neither did I." And this is an argument that I had with her at 8, 9, 10 years old with an individual that's supposed to be a grown woman, let alone your mother. My mother never cooked or cleaned, and our house was always extremely dirty. We couldn't have friends over because it was that embarrassing. She never cooked or cleaned, as I was saying. She always ate out, stayed out late hours, and our needs were not attended to. We were forced to wear wet school uniforms to school. So many, and it was the middle of winter. It was freezing cold, and she would decide like an hour before we had to go to school that she was going to wash the uniform. And she did that to be sadistic, to punish us for having that need for clean clothes for school. The Children Protective Services were called so many times that it wasn't funny, but nothing was done because the enablers would step up to the plate and pacify them long enough so that they would close the case and go away. We suffered in silence without a voice because nothing was done about it. Our parents used to bully us and say they're going to, we're going to put you in a home. And we were scared because you were afraid of the unknown. And they made it sound like some terrible place, and it would always be a threat. And then we didn't want to be away from our grandmother because we did love our grandmother, our grandparents. So we were encouraged to not speak out. So as a child of a narcissist, I had no voice. Nobody heard my cries or the cries of my sister Jerry. We were not only abused by my narcissistic mother, but also the golden child who amused himself by abusing his sisters in any which way he felt like. If he felt like tying us up with my father's neckties, that's what he did. If he felt like whipping us with his racing tracks, Hot Wheel racing tracks, that's what he did. He wanted to intimidate us. If he wanted to terrorize us, he was free to do so without any parental intervention because he enjoyed having that power. As a result, we lived in terror on a daily basis, just like many of child survivors of narcissistic parents. Now, according to some commenters on my channel, I've been told that disrespectful, evil, that I need to have the gum slapped out of my mouth, and how dare I disrespect my mother like that, and they feel that I'm being disrespectful because I was sarcastic to my narcissistic mother during the course of my recent visit with her after an 8-year hiatus of no contact. According to these commenters, I should just let the past go and forgive her because, after all, she's an old lady who's sick. Because, don't you see, I'm not allowed to be disrespectful to the egg donor who gave me life. I'm not allowed to express sarcasm, disdain, contempt, anger, pain, frustration. And most importantly, I'm not allowed to confront my mother with the truth and expose her not only for the horrific child abuse that she inflicted on my life, but the fact that my son was almost shot and killed by the Philadelphia police because of the lies that she told. I'm not allowed to present these issues to her. Right? As my narc mother says, shh, shh, now don't start here. Don't start. There's guards. There's guards here and they'll throw you right out of here. And that was my cue. That was her way of saying to me, I have the power over you. You comply and keep your mouth shut, or I will make you look crazy. 'Cause don't you see, Angela? Yeah. You're crazy. In other words, stay silent, Angela, because you have to uphold the narcissist, the covert narcissist, dirty little secret and lies of who she really is. Remember, I'm not allowed to speak the truth. I'm not entitled to the feelings that I feel. Because after all, she's still my mother. I need to honor her by going to waste a whole day out of my life, time that I do not have to spare, okay, visiting her at the nursing home so that I can sit there and uphold the lies and falsehood of what she did. To comply with her in being her narcissistic supply. That's the right thing to do, right? Just live the lies. Meanwhile, all my needs get neglected, okay? I have no right to take time out of my life for myself to do my cooking, cleaning, food shopping, taking care of my cats, seeing my grandson, doing whatever. I gotta set aside time for this person who had no time to be a decent human being to her own daughter. Never mind loving. Just a decent human being. She couldn't even manage that. Did she care about her schizophrenic daughter when she stole her SSI money, giving it to the neighbor across the street? Committing fraud and crime against a disabled person? Did she care about her schizophrenic daughter when she left her daughter in a state of psychosis to where her daughter was sitting in her own excrement? And it was to the point where the case managers of the mental health community came and saw what was happening, and they threatened that they were going to take my parents to court and appoint a guardian for my sister to remove her from their care. Did she care about my youngest sister, who at age 17 years old ran away and hadn't been heard from 4 years because she found the home environment barbaric and intolerable? Couldn't handle it. So she picked up and took off. Nobody heard a word for 4 years. But my narc mother didn't do anything about it. She didn't contact the police or inquire about it. And my dad didn't bother either. I was the one that had to find her. In conclusion of what I have to say, I treated my mother 1,000 times better than she has ever treated me or my siblings. In fact, throughout my whole adult life, I had forgiven my mother over and over again of all the horrific child abuse and neglect. I cooked every holiday meal for my parents. They came over. They didn't go to the Golden Child's house. No, they came to my house so that she could sit there and park her ass and be served like a princess, okay? And for her to stab me in the back over and over again. The final straw was in 2009 after I had spent 2 years of my life, okay, housing her in my apartment, in my 2-bedroom apartment, while I cleaned out her shithole, which was a very bad hoard. And financially supported her. And because I decided to give up my apartment because it was too small to house all these people and go live with her, I found myself in the middle of a full-blown wicked attraction, which I explained about in that series, to where I was tossed out on the street by restraining order because she went in front of a judge and lied to a judge, causing me legal fees and court appearances and embarrassment throughout that whole series. With the final result being that my son almost got shot because she lied to the Philadelphia police. How much abuse can a person take before they say that they've had enough? But yet I'm an evil, terrible, rotten, sarcastic person because I threw some sarcasm in when I went to go see her. What I did to her on that visit was peanuts compared to what she did to me and my siblings throughout our entire lives. She's a liar. She put on a tear bag act for an audience. Oh, I miss my daughter. Oh, I love you. All lies. Nothing but lies. In the present day, she hasn't once tried to reach out to us to come for a visit. It's all bullshit. She didn't pray no rosary to come for us to go see her. It's lies. And you know how I know that's lies? Because Jerry was visiting her pretty regularly before all this went down. And Jerry never, she never asked Jerry that we should come and see her. She only asked for this guy Tito because she cannot get it out of her mind that this guy was feeding her delusions. My son Patrick does not understand narcissistic personality disorder because he was not narcissistically abused by his grandmother. I'm his mother. I raised him, not her. She had nothing to do with him. But he found out when, he found out. Okay, he found out. You don't understand it. Because it's not an easy thing to understand. All I ever wanted from my parents was the natural love between parent and child. And that never happened. And it never happened because they're incapable of loving anybody. Their whole universe is about themselves. And it doesn't matter that their children are thrown to the wolves and are neglected, abused. And it's amazing how people, will just turn around and just gaslight the situation or twist it and reframe it and make me look like the narcissist. And it's like, I'm not allowed to be angry, okay? I'm not allowed to be angry because I got trolls trolling my channel saying to me, I'm very disrespectful and I'm baiting my mother and I'm this and I'm that. I didn't bait my mother because if I really wanted to make her rage, I would have really held that mirror up to her face. Really, I would have. Matter of fact, I really didn't say too much. I went there to say what I had to say, to confront her about issues that happened in 2009, and to not only show myself, but show this community that these people do not change. You're never going to get remorse from this individual. It's not her fault. She's sick. She's got dementia. She does not have dementia. She allegedly had this so-called diagnosis of dementia back in 2009. And she's sharp as a tack. If your brain is deteriorating, it's not going to be capable of learning how to run a computer, of solving cryptogram puzzles that you see in the newspaper. She's not going to remember how to do all these things. She's a liar. And a very good one at that. And the point is that these people, they want to shut you down. They want to stop you from speaking the truth. They want to make you like your life does not matter. Well, I'm here today to say that my life does matter. Because my life matters. I wasn't put on this earth to be a punching bag, like a doormat or a freaking toilet for my narcissistic mother to shit on. Okay? And in the present day, I'm the one that feels hurt. She ain't feeling no hurt. Trust me, she does not feel hurt. It's all about, this one comes sees me, who's catering to her, who's kissing her ass, who's wiping her ass, who's doing everything for her. I don't have servants,
washing my clothes, taking care of me, preparing my meals. I got to get up and deal with a boss every day. I gotta take care of my sister who's schizophrenic, that she needs. She needs to have her needs attended to. I do all that myself. And my journey with my healing is reaching out to other members of this community to be a sense of support for members of this community. And not only that, my work on parental alienation. I've had success in reunifying, assisting in keeping people, trying to get them reunited with their children. That's not easy to do. And I really, am proud of the work that I did in that situation. But I'm not going to allow these people to come on here and bully and harass and intimidate me. You're not going to do that, okay? You're not going to do that because, I have my moments of anger, but I'm entitled to my anger. This is my channel. And no, I am not a narcissist. As a matter of fact, when you really want to know, it's like when I was under psychiatric care back in 2007, trying to cope with all this bullshit, the psychiatrist who happened to have a PhD in psychiatric medicine told me, your mother is too toxic. You need to go no contact because you can't have a healthy relationship with your mother. And that was the reality. He never ever suggested low contact. He said no contact. She's too toxic. She is radioactive, toxic poison. She's the devil. She is a master manipulator. She is who she is. But I am who I am, and who I am is a person out here that's speaking the truth. And there ain't nobody that's going to silence the truth. Okay? Because the truth is what it is, and it's got to be told. And just because other people don't believe it, it doesn't mean that it's not true, because it is true. And that's all I got to say on this video, and I want to stop this video now and end this. So you go ahead and believe whatever you want to believe about me, and say whatever the hell you want to say about me. I really don't give a shit. Here's to you.